Hi there, Scorpio. Welcome to a manifestation reading for the period of February through April 21st, when all the planets are direct and manifestation is said to be easier to accomplish. And it's really just symbolic in a sense where we can look at maybe something that you have been wanting to manifest or the themes of manifestation in your life right now. I'm picking this card. It was right at the end of the deck, and never a dull moment with Scorpio. Let me tell you. Okay. So, in terms of manifestation, the card that came up, and when I first created this spread, which isn't really wow, I created this spread, is like, it's like reinventing the wheel, basically. But I was saying, okay, this is what you want to manifest. Well, I don't think you want to manifest betrayal. Although, I will say that I have said that about Scorpio, that, if you are like, if you've met somebody that you really care about and you're like, oh my God, it would be so horrible if this person left or if this person cheated on me, then it could create that self-fulfilling prophecy because you're going to behave in a certain way that makes you very suspicious of their actions, motives, and they're going to react to that, and it just is not a good vibe, to say the least. So I would say that manifestation, now that I think about it, you can manifest something that you don't want. So yeah, just that's a word to the wise there. But actually, this is also, because it's the number 10, this can be the end of suffering. So maybe you have gone through I was going to say a dark night of the soul or some kind of like difficult period in your life. And yeah, now that I think about it, you and Taurus have both been having eclipses. And for fixed signs, I think eclipses are particularly difficult because a change for fixed signs can be like really stressful. Change for anyone can be stressful. If it's change that the person is not initiating, they don't necessarily want, even if they know they need to make a change, sometimes people procrastinate and they don't change. And then the universe is like, okay, I'll take it from here. No harm, no foul. And then they're like, okay, here's this change that you don't want. And you're like, oh, damn. So maybe you have suffered. Maybe, let's see, when was the last eclipse? The last eclipse was in November, I believe. And it was, in Taurus, and Uranus was involved. So there might have been the element of surprise where you never saw it coming. But truth be told, you probably suspected something was going to give in retrospect. So this might have been relationship oriented because it could have been in your seventh house of committed partnership since it's in your opposite sign. So, and you have Uranus in that house. This is a general reading, so general transits. But yeah, so that can create a lot of surprises for people in relationships. And yet, if you embrace that change, it may be something that you can feel okay about because you can realize that it's for your highest good And it's like, in a way, it's no muss, no fuss, because if it's something that is happening, you're not necessarily initiating it. You don't have to look like the bad guy. You don't have to get your hands dirty, any of that stuff. So if the other person initiated it, then it's like, if you just accept what is, you may find that you have a greater ease in your life. And that's what they say about eclipse, is that we have to just kind of like go with the flow, and then we're going to be good to go. Why did you get to this point? Well, here's the Six of Pentacles. Like, what is it that was, you could say, what was the last straw? What was the catalyst for you doing this? Maybe you had to pull the plug on something. And the Six of Pentacles is about give and take. And if this is like, I mean, this could have been a job situation too. Maybe you weren't getting paid what you were worth. And so regardless of how it all panned out, if we're in February right now, maybe this is something that happened in December, like if they were doing the end of the year slashing of the budget and you were on the chopping block, and it might have felt like a betrayal, but in retrospect, it was kind of like the end of suffering, because maybe you were already suffering in that situation and the universe was actually doing you a favor. Same thing with a relationship, give and take. Knowing the average Scorpio, you gave. You're very, people say, oh, Scorpio's intense. Okay, Scorpio may be intense, but they actually give of themselves. So if you're not getting, it's not like tit for tat necessarily, but if you're not feeling that another person is receptive to your heart and soul approach, then you may have had to kind of, part ways, or something else came about that caused that. What is the first thing that you have to do in order to kind of like move forward? Or whatever this 10 of Swords represents to you. Maybe it's like just accepting the betrayal, accepting betrayal. And that's something that is very hard for Scorpio people to accept, is betrayal. If, like, let's say you lost your job or you didn't get a promotion and you worked your ass off to get it, what is the first thing that you have to do in accepting that? And the Five of Pentacles is about lack consciousness, and you see these people, and I don't know if you can see, but they're kind of on crutches, rags. The stained glass window of the church is right behind them. Their backs are turned to the church, and they're in their state of misery. So really, it's about the way that we view our lives. Do we see have we put the material in front of everything else? And then we can't, and we're not incorporating that higher life within our material life. And also it can be the seeing the glass half empty. Have you become pessimistic? Have you said, oh, I lost my job and my life sucks, and forgetting your blessings? In Law of Attraction, one of the things that they talk about is, creating gratitude lists. I'm like one of those people where I always feel embarrassed to actually write things down, like what we're told to do, because I just feel like it's so, I don't know. I just don't like to do things like that. I feel like just mentally being able to remember that we are blessed, and that we are wealthy, that we possess all that we need in this moment, is more than enough. But if you need to write a list, then by all means do that, because that will help you to recalibrate for sure. What is coming in is the Hierophant, another card that can be indicative of spiritual influences. This is also a card connected to Taurus. So perhaps there's somebody in your life who is of this sign, who will help you, who will inspire you in some way, and help you to balance. And then the outcome card, Page of Wands, start spreading the news. Some great news arriving, some kind of message that you receive that brightens your spirits, makes you feel like you know which direction you're going in, you have something to look forward to. And all of these things, I mean, it's like life tends to do that, right? Sometimes we have a disappointment, and then we have something that makes us feel awesome, and we get back on track, and we feel like ourselves again. So by all means, and by the way, when we talk about communication, the third house is the house of communication. So Pisces is that house for you. I'm sorry, Capricorn is that house for you. And there was a recent Mercury retrograde in this house. And, as I record this, it's early February. And I think that it might be in the first week of February that Mercury comes out of its shadow. And so maybe that is connected to moving forward in the best sort of way. And, Mercury leaving the sign of Capricorn altogether will also be something that you will feel that sense of moving forward. Right now we are moving forward, so that's really great. So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this, Scorpio. If you would like a private reading, the link is below. Take care. Bye.